I like that flush in action. Our toilet option for our off-grid bathroom has arrived. I looked at composting toilets, I looked at incinerating toilets, I looked at a normal outhouse pit style hole toilet, digging it down, and then I looked at this option. For our off-grid shower cabin that we're making, one of the things that we know is that we don't use it all the time. So composting toilets work best when they're consistently utilized. We are inconsistent down there. A composting toilet, for the one that I researched that's good and higher than this, is $1,000 plus, right? And yes, they are taller and a little more comfortable than this. I was like, you know what? Let's try this first. This is just under $200 on Amazon. This is the new and improved Curve, they call it, Porta Potti, but it requires no plumbing and no electrical, right? And it is less expensive. Instead of spending the money on that toilet, I can get a shower. So let's take a look at this real quick. This basically the new and improved Curve, they call it, Porta Potti. This is the 565E, which means electric pump. You can get this exact same model in the hand piston pump to flush it, or you can get the electric version that's battery powered. That's what we did. The seating height on this is 17.6 inches off the ground. All right, and then the width of this is 13.3 looking from the front, and the depth is 17.7. The top portion of this holds 4 gallons of water. One of the reasons I like this is it actually flushes, and it'll flush your waste down. The lower tank holds 5.5 gallons. The upper tank holds 4 gallons, 15 liters or 21 liters in the bottom. So let's take a look at this. Similar to a RV style toilet, they recommend that you put a treatment in the top tank, like you do in your RV toilet, a de-stinker, and it helps keep the bowl clean along with your water in the top tank. And then you can put a sewage treatment in the lower tank as well as it sits. All right, so here we have the unit. All right, it's got a clip style lid, which is nice, with the toilet seat. There's all the instructions. The batteries actually comes with batteries. Before we get into all the nitty gritty details on this, I'm going to tell you one of the biggest reasons I chose this, other than it being under $200. Because I didn't want to do a pit style toilet because of the creek so close and have to deal with that over time. Because the top detaches from the bottom, and you can literally carry out your waste in the bottom completely sealed and sanitary to your dump site, whether it be in a toilet in your house or your garage or in a dump, a sewer dump area like we have. This simply detaches by hitting this lever here, right? And that just comes right off. That is your top portion that you can leave behind in your bathroom. And then here is your bottom sewer container, right? That holds 5.5 gallons. And you can literally carry this like a suitcase, right? Which is super nice. I can set it back here and it stays completely sealed and sanitary. This is why I like this. This right here is your sewer dump deal with a cap on it. You can literally put that in your sewer dump and drain this thing. This right here is your blade valve opener, so you can open that and rinse it out if you need to. This is a vent button here. So before you say this has been sitting for a while and it's built up some gases and from heat or, waste produces methane and stuff, you can hit this before you drain it so it doesn't splatter. You can release with that release pressure valve. So this is why I like this. Literally, I can carry this on either side like a suitcase with the waste. Dump it elsewhere. So that is great, in my opinion. We're going to get that, and it just seats back in and clicks in place. We have also ordered a floor plate for this that screws into your floor in the location of your choice, and this toilet will lock into that, so as you're getting on and off of this, it doesn't slide around. So again, for the price, it's a great option. All right, let's get into some of the features of this. You saw me take this off the back. This is just stored back here. This is your fill funnel, if you will. This top tank, because it does hold water to flush, this is your fill location here. You simply put this in, lock that into position, and now I can add my water and my treatment solution right in here for my top tank without having it splash everywhere. So that's a nice feature to have. Makes it easy to fill, and it locks in. It's got 2 studs inside that hole here, a stud here and here, and it locks in. Same with that lid, keeps a good tight seal. So once we're done filling it, you just put that lid back on. There are 2 gauges on this toilet too. This top gauge shows you the level that you're at your top fill for your flusher tank. Tells you if you're full or running out and stuff like that. This is, we got the electric version. Either the plunger goes here or your electric button for electric flush. So you can pull this right out, and that is what you install your batteries into, which we're going to do, and we'll do a test flush. So we'll install that. So this little control panel, if you will, access panel and gauge, are covered by this little closing lip or flap as well. So this seat does click shut. Then when you open it, you've got your toilet seat here and your toilet bowl. And again, you got that blade valve down in here. And here is where your water comes in with the pump and then spins around and really cleans your bowl. So we're gonna test that. This right here is your flush to open that blade valve. You open that before you push your electric flush button. Once that blade valve's open, now the blade valve is open so we can flush. Then you'll press flush and everything will go down. Once you're done, you close that to keep the stink from filling your room. And that's that. They even give you a little deal here for toilet paper. You get a little toilet paper roll stored in here. In the directions, they do recommend RV toilet paper, which is more degradable and it breaks down easier and it won't plug this. I used to use that in my camper when I had a camper, so we'll be using the RV toilet paper. We'll get the treatment for the lower portion to keep it from stinking really bad. But again, I plan on emptying this after a couple days use. So let's see what this looks like with me sitting on it as far as the comfort and the size of the bowl. All right, so this thing is installed, let's say on my floor or whatever. We open it up and I'm about 210. I can feel a little give in this, but this says it'll hold, I can't remember what the capacity, it's over 300 and some pounds. The height on that is fine. It's not too small. It's not like a normal size toilet, if I'm gonna be honest. My width from the back to the front is a little short. This feels like a camper toilet, but it's even a little smaller than that, if I'm gonna be completely honest. But for the price, I get it. The height is fine for me. I'm not super tall. I'm just right under 6 foot. The depth is a little bit of a concern. For girls, women, no problem. The comfort on the seat is fine. I think for the price, it's pretty dang comfortable and utility and usable. Let's do a test flush. Let's get these batteries installed and do a test flush. Look at how you can just grab that unit and just go with it. Again, that locks in place. I mean, I could just carry this very easily. Again, the sewage part, I just disconnect. Look at that. That's just easy. And that's why I like this, the price and the ease of operation. For those of you that may not have a sewer dump at your house that's conveniently located, you can simply use this, and this thing pivots to any angle. You can dump that right in your toilet and just flush it. And then if you want to, you can open that blade valve. If you have a way to rinse this out, you can get a hose in here and really rinse it out good and then flush it that way. So yeah, I like the ease of convenience because I always wanted something down there that we could backhaul out and not have a sewage issue down there. So in that toilet paper dispenser, for a traveling toilet, that's cool. For camping and stuff, to have that right in built in. So with the toilet, they give you their brand of RV style toilet paper and the directions. They give you the concept of all their chemicals you can buy, eco-friendly, Sanachem, there's certain toilet paper, a cleaner. So I had some of this from my RVing days still. This is actually made by Thetford, the same folks that make this porta potty. It says that for a portable toilet, which that's what this is, just put 4 ounces of this in with your water. This will deodorize your waste, and it says it'll break your waste down 40% faster. We're gonna go ahead and fill this and add just a touch of this so you can see the color, so we can see how this thing actually flushes. Here's our fill hole, and here's that funnel. We can see there's a stud on either side, and we've got notches here. We just get this in and rotate that into position. That is going to go right into our filling tank. I'm just going to add a touch of this to the top fill. It's called Aqua Chem by Thetford. So this top holds 4 gallons. Actually, 4 gallons is quite a bit of water. About 7.5 pounds per gallon. So that's going to make this thing pretty heavy if there's 4 gallons of full in here. So you're looking at over 28 pounds just for the top tank at that point, just FYI. All right, now that we got that full, we can cap it and do our test. This stores right back here in that handle, kind of just tucks away. Now that we've got the tank almost full, you can see our gauge here shows we're 3/4 full, which looks about right. I didn't fill it all the way, so we're about 1/4 low inside that 4 gallons. Here's our flush button, and we installed the batteries. Remember, we have to open our blade valve to go down into the sewage tank before we flush. We opened it. Let's try it. Wow, okay. You can see that light color of blue. So it flushes in pulses, which is kind of nice. And that bowl is so slick in plastic, that should remove any sticky number 2 that are stuck to the bowl. So that flushes well. And we haven't used much of that top tank of 4 gallons. And again, we were only 3/4 full. Look, we're still over half. Look how many times we flushed that. So that tank still got a lot. So for multi-day trips, I would say this thing, going number 1, you're going to go more frequently. And with that, you can just go into this and just do a quick rinse, right? And then shut your blade valve, be done. But for number 2, you're going to flush as many times as it takes. But yeah, I've flushed a ton. And we are just now approaching half a tank remaining. I'm impressed. I think that's going to work great for our needs. You got to pee, you can lift the seat. Here's the squirter here. We can see that without the seat. It really runs that rim and then spins in. Creates a nice flushing centrifugal effect like your home toilet. Just not as much pressure, but it's also a smaller, smooth, very smooth bowl. Look at that. So now we're under half a tank remaining of our clean flushing water. You know, that thing, I think it's going to work great for the price and for what we want and the ease of emptying. Yeah, glad I got the electric flush too. The hand pump one is reliable. There's no batteries. Less things can go wrong. I have seen some people have the inside of this get water damage and corrode. So you want to make sure that thing's seated and your seal is good, because, you know, if you fill this and get water back here, or if you go number 1 and you go all over here, it gets in here, it's definitely going to corrode stuff. Well, as far as my unboxing and review, I think this thing was a great buy. It's comfortable to sit on. It is a little short bowl-wise for a guy, for how we're equipped. The water capacity on this, you think, well, 4 gallons, how long is that going to last? I had that flushing non-stop and used about 1/4 of the tank that we filled. We were 3/4 full. So we're just under half now. And you saw that was a lot of flushes. So with that water treatment too, this thing will stay stink free. You know, and once it's down in here and you close that blade valve, it keeps all the smell down in here. And I'm gonna take and dump this. We're gonna show you how easy this is to dump too. Okay, so the trick is you just release that lever from the back. And oh, by the way, this still has water in it. I can literally carry this. This has probably got 1.5 gallons of water in here still, and no leakage, right? Self-contained. This thing, it's totally transportable and sealed. No spillage. I can even turn around that way and carry it from that handle. Just drove up from where I would be coming from, the cabin. Dropped the tailgate. This guy here, once this is installed at the cabin, I'd obviously leave this top portion down there. This is the only portion I'll end up having to deal with when I come up to dump it. And here's a vent button again to say that had waste in it. It's been sitting for a few days. You release the pressure here first before you take this lid off, otherwise it could spray out, splatter. or if you open that blade valve. So first, release your pressure. All right, so if you have a sewer dump like this, it's really convenient. You're gonna go ahead and just take the top off. Most of the time, these are pretty snug. You wanna have a wrench on hand. This thing here, I can just turn out, take the cap off. You know what? This has measurements on it for a measuring cup, for putting in your water treatment, your sewage treatment. It actually has graduated measurements for you're adding your water treatment. That's cool. I didn't see that initially. It was probably in the instructions. I didn't read it. And I've got the blade valve closed. Literally, I just tilt it right in here. Now, if I wanted to rinse this additional and get some maybe toilet paper or material stuck in there, I can open that blade valve. Right here, I can open that blade valve. Now I can spray my hose in there and it's gonna drain right down in there as well. That works really good, and that's what I wanted. Put the lid back on, seal that up. If you don't have a sewer dump like this, you can simply do this same process into your toilet. You know what? I'm happy with this. This is exactly what we needed for down there, and I think it's going to work great. Thanks again for joining us at Life in the North 40. We're always excited to show you things that we're learning, different products we're purchasing to do things on our property and why. And we're hoping this stuff helps you. If you like our channel and our content, please subscribe to our channel. It helps us a ton. Please, if you have any great ideas or comments, shoot them down below. We love to hear from you. We'll see you next time.